What is happening, fan base, and welcome to another honest descriptions of every seasonal anime this season, Fall 2018. In case you're new here, the word honest definitely has quotation marks. And in case you actually don't want just honest descriptions and want recommendations, there will be a score to every anime on screen as I talk about it. The ranking system is the Nuxometer, which is my pinned tweet on Twitter. Linked it is in the description, but it's pretty straightforward if you don't want the exact details. Basically, A is better than C, C is better than D, and there's nothing S-ranked this season, so we're all good. In case you want to follow along, I am going in order of popularity on my anime list, and I have not watched anything that is below a 6 rating, because let's be honest, there's nothing below a 6 on Mal that's actually good, okay? That said, I unfortunately had to watch everything else, and I would have given less to a 6 to a lot of them, so let's get through this, fam, while we're still sane. Or at least mostly sane. Yeah, mostly sane. Starting with a little-known anime that literally no one on YouTube has ever talked about before. I'm pretty proud that I'm the first to talk about Sword Art Online. From the way it seemed, Kirito is in a new game world thing, but the cool part is he doesn't even remember the past. So all the great content of the first 2 seasons of Sword Art Online is erased. Poof! We can start anew. And since he's in a game without memories of the real world, it's basically like any literal isekai anime ever. Except this one is Kirito, a guy that everyone loves, and Kirito has a good friend. I call him Blonde Kirito because that's pretty much how different his personality is too. That and character design. Yeah, they went all out with this one. Music's still sick, and Blonde Kirito's just awesome too. But no, you think this is just gonna be so simple, an isekai world forgetting about the past? No! We need Mother's Basement to talk about the past! So Kirito also wakes up in the real world to talk to Asuna about what exactly the Fluchtlight system is. Now, Fluchtlight, for all of you plebeians who don't understand how it works, all the time that you spend in the game is not actually taking up time in real life. That way, it can completely destroy society. Oh, you're wondering how it works because that makes no sense. Well, you see, the brain is made up of a lot of tubes, and in the tubes is soul. So Fluchtlight sups out your soul, and that's how it works. That's literally the scientific explanation Kirito gives. But that said, Kirito gets into a fight with Laughing Coffin because SAO's really good at coming up with new and original villains, not relying on characters that only existed in flashbacks from Aincrad. And Kirito, the epic black swordsman with an umbrella, still managed to lose to this guy who had a syringe. Yay, syringe, that's range advantage. All said and done, he's back in Isekai world, except this time he remembers his old self. And he meets Blonde Kirito. With Kirito and Blonde Kirito joining forces together, I can imagine nothing will stand in their way, except for a tree. They spend 75% of an episode looking at a tree. All that said and done, I feel like it wouldn't be a full honest description if I wouldn't honestly describe the community around it. Everyone's still crapping on Sword Art Online because, hey, that's how Digi and Jeff kind of showed up on the AniTube radar. So, hey, that's great. But if you want to be completely honest, I'd give it an A- on the Nuxometer. I'm loving it so far. But positivity is not for an honest description, and therefore it may be in another video. Moving on. Goblin Slayer. This is one of those anime that literally no one in the community ever talked about before either. I'm so happy to be the first to pounce on all the new anime of the season. So for those of you who don't know, there's 2 sects of people. There's the Goblin Slayer, a completely mentally sound fellow just going by his daily life, and you have the goblins, a nice little group without all that much power that does everything they can to survive because of the prejudice against them. Oh, it's so lovely. I'm sure we'll see in the future how the 2 societies form a bond together and become wonderful friends. Literally nothing bad was ever said about this anime, I'm pretty sure. The only antagonists I could think of are the AniTube community. I don't give a damn if you like this anime or if you don't, because quite frankly, you're allowed either way. If you're triggered, you're just a sad soul. Literally every dark fantasy anime has murder and rape in it, but oh, this one's a bad one. I saw a titty. I did a full honest description on the whole first episode of Goblin Slayer, and I'll be doing an analysis on the 2nd episode, but I think I did a good job for the seasonal honest description. Tokyo Ghoul Re 2nd season. So let me teach you a little bit of history involving the Ghoul of Tokyo. It started off with season 1, which was quasi-canon. I mean, I guess it was pretty okay if you compare it to the manga. Season 2 was complete terrible. I mean, potentially the worst anime sequel of all time, and I'm not being controversial here. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees, and it had nothing to do with the source material except for the fact that there was still that main character guy. And then they're like, wait a second, this is bad. Let's make believe the first season fully followed the source material and make Tokyo Ghoul Re-Season 1 to follow that if it would have perfectly followed the source material. So needless to say, if you did not read the manga, then Tokyo Ghoul Re made no sense. And needless to say, if you did not read the manga or see Tokyo Ghoul Re-Season 1, Tokyo Ghoul Re-Season 2 is even further from that. Congratulations, Studio Pierrot. Tokyo Ghoul is one of the highest grossing, most hyped anime of all time, and you completely destroyed it for yourself. Hope you're happy and learned your lesson. Spoilers. I saw the beginning of Black Clover. They didn't learn their lesson. Also, fun fact, I tweeted on October 9th that I would be reading the entire Black Clover, and I read the entire Black Clover on October 9th. All 176 chapters that were out at that point. I was so happy because I actually really liked it. Then Gigok on October 10th puts out a video why Black Clover doesn't suck anymore. So I'm warning you in advance. I will occasionally be doing the Black Clover video or two, and it's not because of Gigok. Although I'm sure that won't stop you in the comments from memeing my ass off. It was the Honest Hokage description. Next, we have Fairy Tail, the final series. I'm literally so sad it's the final season. I freaking love Fairy Tail. I mean, this is an honest description. Suck it, Fairy Tail. About to disappear. No one likes you anyway with your bitch main characters, Natsu and Lucy. Even Wendy didn't want to rejoin your guild when you tried to get her back. I don't blame her. Yeah, I don't think Natsu's overpowered enough, taking on 100,000 enemies in one shot and winning. God damn it, this is the worst season ever. My two biggest guilty pleasure anime of all time, Fairy Tail and SAO, are going on. I love both of them, and I'm supposed to hate him, so screw y'all. Next, a long time, and I highly recommend it. Next, Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken. I'm so happy we have an isekai anime this season. We literally have no other isekai animes this season. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Thank goodness. I was barely getting over the 15 that ended last season that I didn't watch. But this is about a meme that's 37 years old and he dies. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say meme? I meant man. He's just a guy who's 37 that died a virgin that died saying, "Erase my browser history." They literally made his personality a meme, and then he woke in a fantasy world as a slime. Meeting a dragon. The dragon's all epic. Oh no, the dragon's a tsundere. This is literally an isekai anime where the main character is trapped in meme review. They freaking meet goblins, way more terrifying than the goblins in Goblin Slayer. And of course, this character's gonna end up OP, getting a harem and possibly being a trap. I saw the opening. We all know he's gonna be a trap. And he's already OP. And here I, the foolish me, was thinking, there's no way a slime will be the main character of an anime. I was so wrong! I mean, we already have Knights and Magic, which is legit an isekai about a guy who died, woke up in another world as a trap, so that's happened before, but at least the slime part's new. But yeah, $50 right here. He's gonna end up being able to turn into a dude, and that dude will be a trap. I saw the opening. I love anime. Why couldn't they at least gender bend him? Let this slime be able to turn into a woman. God, do these people know nothing? And here I thought the slimette culture was gonna be a thing. Next we have, oh, thank goodness we have JoJo's Part 5. Vento Audio. I lied when I said there's nothing S ranked this season. I'm gonna slap an S- on this bad boy right here, right now. God damn, I love JoJo's, and I love how it's shaping out so far. Oh my god. If you want a real honest description on the entire season, it's don't watch anything this season. Pick up JoJo's from part 1, watch it all the way to part 5, catch up to wherever part 5 is by the time you watch the first 4 parts, and then worry about what's going on this season. I guarantee you, you will not regret that advice one iota. Much better than advice given by certain other people that say, just watch the seasonal stuff. You don't really need to watch the first 4 parts of JoJo's. Just read a summary of it or something. I personally think it would be better watching the first parts, but then again, to defend that point, that will go unnamed, if your only chance of watching JoJo's is starting part 5 right now, and otherwise you just won't try it because it's 100 episodes until part 5, well then I actually suggest you pick up part 5 because I guarantee you will go back for the rest. But there is a proviso. Start from part 1. Part 2 is epicness. Part 3 is not bad and introduces stands. Part 4 shows you that stand battles are like the greatest anime fights freaking ever. And then you can enjoy part 5 with all of its splendor. I'm a massive JoJo advocate here, okay? At the time of recording this, the first 2 episodes are out and they were both gold. See what I did there? Next anime, Toro Majutsu no Index 3. So I have a little story with the Index series. I got together with a friend who you may or may not believe exists. It may or may not be an imaginary friend, but it was a friend nonetheless. The two of us sat down together, side by side, to watch the first episode. It was okay, and we planned to continue the next day. When I met my friend the next day, he finished the full first 2 seasons. His excuse was, I just wanted to see what would happen next, but nothing really happened, so I watched all of it. First of all, if you can binge the first 2 seasons of it, it's probably pretty good. And second of all, it's probably not that good, because apparently not that much happened. Look, I don't know, I'm just speaking from experience I've had. It was a pretty terrible experience, but because of that, I never got back to watching Index. Maybe this season I'll pick it up again. Let me know in the comments. Irozuku Sekai no Ashitakara. It's about a girl who's colorblind, and for whatever reason, they make that to be the excuse that she has very stale emotions, like everyone that's colorblind. So I don't really get that whole correlation, but the point is, she's a descendant of witches who are like, hey, we should give you emotion, so let's send you back in time to the year 2018. What a coincidence, it happens to be 2018 right now. Crazy, I know. We've never had a story with a girl with very stale emotions that's trying to find herself, right? I mean, I never saw Violet Evergarden or Haruhi Suzumiya. I never even heard of those 2 anime that I just told you right now that I obviously heard of and saw both. And those are just 2 that come off the top of my head. You ever heard of the archetype Kudere? The archetype Kudere is a girl with stale emotions. That's literally this girl. This girl is among classmates. The romance, drama, magic thing, but at the same time, it'll still make you cry when she first sees colors. Kudere is a bit boring though, so if you want to go for a more exciting personality type like sociopath, I highly recommend Logan Paul's video where he sees colors for the first time. Not clickbait, gone sexual. They literally died. Next we have Romeo and Juliet. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not naming the anime. They pick stupid names like Zombieland Saga, and I pick Romeo and Juliet. Where's my Oscar? Anyway, Zombieland Saga is an original anime, so we definitely know it will definitely have a sick ending. Studio Mappa's always on the trends, so they know exactly what everyone wants. People like the cringy moe idol stuff, so that's pretty dope. People also like Attack on Titan and The Walking Dead, so obviously people like zombies, also dope. Let's mix them together and make zombie moe idols. I literally see nothing wrong with this combination. First episode's pretty cool and exciting, that oh no, they realized that they're actually dead. Now they're on stage screaming, making believe that that's heavy metal. Embarrassing the art of heavy metal. Okay, but literally this is just heavy metal. I don't think anyone's embarrassed. Heavy metal is just screaming, right guys? But that aside, as the episodes progress, and when I say that, I mean when we get to episode 2, and all the zombie girls realize that, well, they're zombies, it just becomes your basic idol show. The whole zombie theme is basically gone, except, by the way, fun fact, they happen to be zombies under a crap ton of makeup. This is the most genius freaking thing ever. People who like the moe idol stuff will watch this thing. People who don't like the moe idol stuff make believe they're watching supernatural horror shiz, and it's the same moe idol stuff from episode 2 on. But legit, for me, the best part of this entire series is the manager guy, who is literally the anime personification of best guy ever. I don't know if you know him or not. He's a YouTuber, friend of mine, great guy. This is the anime personification of him, and I love them both. No homo, that's saved for JoJo. Since this is an honest description and I shouldn't really be praising best guy ever all that much, I saw him streaming on Twitch the other day. It took him 10 minutes to open a bottle of wine. Nate, if you are watching this video, I hope you are suffering. Fun fact, when you use a corkscrew, you put the side with the ridges on the top of the bottle as a lever, so you just pull the other side of the corkscrew and it pops out the cork. Doesn't take 10 minutes, but hey, you definitely showed your strength. Still love you, man. They label Fooly Cooly Alternative as an anime this season, but frankly, I don't know where to find it or where to watch it, so I haven't seen it. I've heard it isn't as good as the original, and that's all for me. No need to taint that memory. So that's an NA on the Nuxometer, and we're moving on. Kishuku Gakko no Juliet. So now, for a perfect and accurate, honest description that will make you keel over with honest shockwaves. Have you seen Nisakoi? Well, this is basically worse Nisakoi. Moving on. Yagate Kimi ni Naru. This poor girl is all confused and she doesn't know why. For whatever reason, she doesn't like boys. It's crazy. And then this girl confesses to her and she's like getting butterflies in her tummy. Could it be she's a lesbian? No, we've never heard of lesbians before. I'm sorry. It just came as such a shock. Damn, she's actually a lesbian. The anime was like revealing the greatest mystery reveal of all time. We finally go to Erin's father's basement and this girl likes other girls. Equal magnitude here. Because in 2018, we've never heard of a girl loving a girl before. No way! Sorry, I need to calm down from that one. That was just crazy. To be fair, it's the first Yuri anime I have ever seen in my entire life that takes homosexuality as a kind of normal seeming relationship. None of that citrus stuff, so kudos, but try to be a little more surprised. I mean, it was pretty damn surprising. And we are at that point, ladies and gentlemen, where writing the honest descriptions comes so much more naturally, but at the same time watching the anime becomes so much harder. Because until here, we had a surprisingly good season. Everything I've mentioned so far was a B or higher on the Nuxometer, which almost never happens. It's a good season, fam. The rest is trash. A few exceptions as we'll get to. See how the title says, Every Anime Fall 2018? Now's when I start dreading it. And now's when I kick it into Honesty Overdrive. Retsugo! Radiant. This nemesis thing fell from the sky and a lot of people died. Everyone that survived became wizards. Now Seth is a wizard who wants to go to the place that no one ever went before. Pretty freaking dope, fam. Never heard anything like this before, in fact. Ulysses. Jehan Dark to Reikin no Kishi. Yes, you heard the length of the title? It's a light novel. In the 1400s, there's this war between England and France, and this one dude is learning alchemy. In fact, that's so helpful for the kingdom, his kingdom's the one that lost. So then he goes wandering around, of course, as a wanted man, and he finds a harem. One for the books, one for the books. The next one's also a light novel. I hate reading these titles, especially this one. Oregasuki nano wa imoto takedo imoto janai. This one is special because it has the word imoto in the title twice. That's double as much Eromanga Sensei that I can handle. No, legit, this is just worse Eromanga Sensei. This time it's the girl that's writing sexual fantasies about the brother. As you can see, this is a completely different story than Eromanga Sensei. Not inspired by it at all. Completely original train of thought. Emphasis on thought. Why is there a need for this genre? Rewrited. Yes, I pronounced that like a retard because that's how it's spelled. Tokigoe no Deria. This is one of those adventure plots that you know just will not end up good. Dude develops ultimate machine and all of a sudden is trapped in a slumber for 10 years. Wakes up and he remembers the last words of the person that made machine, saying, take care of Mage. And since he has no idea who Mage is, he has to search the land looking for Mage. Yeah, not vague at all. He'll definitely find Mage, and this will definitely be one for the books as well. Next we have Kazuga Tsuyoku Fuiteru, and this one is at long last a B on the Nuxometer. This one gives off serious Haikyuu vibes. Bunch of really dope guys and a bunch of noobs team up to take on the world. Well, not really, but they want to win races. Pretty freaking lit sports anime. They even have a token black guy. It can't be bad. And next, there's Uchi no Maid ga Uzasugiru. Poor girl's mother dies, so she has to move in with her father. And it's hilarious because what a coincidence. The father's a lolicon. Wow, greatest plot developed ever. Holy moly. Immediately Digibro's favorite anime of all time. Next, Golden Kamui second season, NA for Nux. I have not finished the first season, unfortunately. I was less than impressed. But the good news is, next we have a show from Trigger. SSSS Gridman. Yeah. Dude thinks he's going crazy because he's seeing giant monsters fighting in the distance. Surprise, he's not going crazy. They're actually giant monsters fighting in the distance. And then he becomes a massive monster and fights them. Whoa! Well, this is probably also crazy. So the thing is, Studio Trigger sucks balls. And I'm the only one who says it. Tonari no Kyuketsuki-san. Discount Daily Life with Monster Girls. I don't get this season. Everything is based off a different slice of life anime. It's insane. The next one, Conception. Thank goodness. It's less than a 6 on my anime list. I can skip it. Hi no Maruzumo. Nuxometer is at last a B. The second last anime this season that's in the B's. And it is a typical shonen sports sumo wrestling thingy where fat guy takes all, let the sumo begin. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's like they just wear diapers. So do I call it man service or do I call it diet stimulation? I'm not exactly sure, but at the same time, it's a dope sports anime. Moving on. Release the spice. It spells spice in such a cool way. It tricks you because it's really saying spies. That's how tricky these spies are. Cute girls are chosen as spies because cute girls are always the best spies. That's the whole plot of the story, so there's nothing else really to say. Gaikotsu Shotenin Honda-san. Didn't you ever want to see a comedy anime about a skeleton that works in the bookstore? No? You didn't either? Well, this is a skeleton, works in a bookstore, and it's funny because he talks about hentai. He has a good sense of humor. Next, Double Decker, Doug and Kiril. Two bros team up to beat bad guys who have drugs. I mean, that's the plot, much as it pains me to say. Akenesasu Shoujo. It's about girls who perform a ritual. Isn't that scary? No? Well, That's the anime. That's why it's C- on the Nuxometer. What do you want from me? I just work here. Next, Katakuri Circus, the final B of the season. This is one of those shonen actions that make absolutely no sense how the action works, but at the same time, it just does. It's about a little kid who inherited a fortune, so now everyone's out to kill him, and they attack him with the Puppet Master Jutsu. Don't worry, there's a girl in an acrobat, super tight, extremely discreet clothing that, well, doesn't stand out at all. But she also protects this kid because she's a puppet master. And while they make believe there's no magic in the show, she just like twists her fingers a little, and these wacky puppet bitches freaking destroy each other. Oh, and there's also a guy that goes with them who has muscles the size of All Might's pecs, and he's a mascot that wears a fluffy bear costume. But he's a beast because he also obviously knows Kung Fu, and he has a serious disease that'll kill him unless he makes someone laugh. Yeah, this anime takes itself way too seriously, but not as seriously as Dakaretai Otoko One Eye ni Odosarete Imasu. It's very gay. Not in the bad way, it's just, you know, this guy has an award. He's the most huggable #1, and he's fighting with someone else because the other guy has the most huggable #2 award, wants to take his place. This is a very important award. Yeah, it's a C+. This was actually pretty funny, even though it was horrible at the same time. I'm slowly losing my mind going through the seasonal anime. Next, there's Beelzebub Show no Okonimesu Mama. The great demon lord Beelzebub becomes a lolly. That's the plot. And the good news is everything else this season is either a sequel of something no one ever heard of before, or it's less than a 6 on my anime list. Therefore, thank you, Beelzebub the Demon Lolly, because I am. I love starting these honest descriptions. I hate getting to the end, but it makes it worth it because, you know, at the same time, I get to hear your comments saying how you appreciate watching me suffer. But I feel like this was a job well done. I mean, it's not like anyone else is stupid enough to watch every anime of the season to make a video talking about all of them. Feel free to go watch those anime that seemed interesting. Feel free to never, ever think about those horrible lolicon, demon lord, father, daughter, sister, brother, weird-ass anime that also came out this season as well. If you like seasonal anime, there is someone who does great seasonal videos, Mudan TV, a little-known channel, but quite the badass. Linked his channel in the description. He does seasonal stuff, and he is quite hilarious, potentially the greatest editor on AniTube, period. If you like the honest description style, or would like in-depth analyses, feel free to subscribble. I do this every season, and I cover a wide variety of schnizzle. I should really script my outros, because by the time I get to this point in the video, my mind is more mush than Fluchtlight tubes, if you know what I mean. Link in the description to my merch, to my Twitter, and to my Patreon. All patrons are invited to the Discord server. And speaking of patrons, special thanks to King Beat My Meat, Sage of Snake, Pop-Up Grumpy Welshman, Lazy Ronin, Girthy Worm Jim, Allison Stricker, JD Fincher, Elaser, Sash, Frisky Dingo, Rari, MDQ, Praise Lord Girugameshu, Billy Thompson, Abigail Norton, Salve Says, Sergeant Malarkey, Divine Reigns, Miku, and TM Philly. Also thanks to the Lord Tweegers, Anthony Booth, Cream My Pancake, Emmer Zienkick, Necro, Zindergarden, Cortland Ewing, Zombie Misha, Teakui, and thanks to the God Usopp Rank, Tyler Schumacher, Dark Arumento, Sonny Parks, and Maurice Luis Dreyfus. Thank you all so much for pledging. Thank you all so much for watching this far. I'm gonna go sleep forever. Love you. Stay weird, fam. Don't watch the lolly incest, porn, father-daughter stuff. It's good for the soul. Watch Goblin Slayer.